Okay, sixth grade. Our objective today is to continue reviewing for the cumulative exam on chapters 1 through 4. Like I told you Friday, on Wednesday, you're going to start that test, or take the test, I should say. We'll start at about 7:30, so you have plenty of time to work on it and check it over. I think there's 58 questions, so more than usual because it's a test on 4 chapters. I want to make sure you're retaining and you're able to apply all the concepts we've learned this year. So the warm-up was random. I pulled 4 different problems from different chapters. I know some of you guys forgot. I know I don't have directions up there, but 1 and 2 are OOO problems. That's just simplifying using order of operations. So anyone want to try to tell us the answer to number 1? Alyssa, what'd you get? Nope. Charles? Good. 1.5 or 3/2. We'll talk about that one in a little bit if you guys need me to. Okay, number 2, Emma H. Good job. Number 2 is 9. Number 3, Breyer. 2x times 7. Nope. Annalise, what did you get for 3? Good. And then since there's not units, you just want to make sure that you have units squared. Good job. I would take off half a point. Okay, and then Mary, number 4. Good. So 1x squared over 4y squared, or just x squared over 4y squared. Your call, however you guys want to write that. All right, Mary, question. You mean number 3? Number 3, okay. So first of all, what did you do for, do you remember how to find area of a triangle? Let me just start there with you. The formula for area of a triangle. Okay, so base times height divided by 2. So let me go over here because I don't have much room up here. So you should have done 10 times 2x minus 3 divided by 2. So did you distribute first? Or did you divide by 2 first? Just so I do it the way you did it. Okay, so 20x minus 30. Okay, so you just didn't distribute. Yeah, make sure you distribute correctly. Okay. Okay, anyone else on the warm-up? Justin? Okay, so number 1. First thing, actually, you guys tell me, what is the first thing we have to do? It's been a while. This is in chapter 1. Doug, what's the first thing we have to do? Good. Take care of what's inside parentheses. So we have 2 plus 6 is 8. So I'm going to just write that. Then what? Emma H? Good. So 32 divided by 64. You with me, Justin? Okay, then what? Annalise, then what? Good. So when you divide 32 and 64, you get 3 times 1/2 or 3 times 0.5, which is the same thing as saying 3/2, 1.5, or 1.5. So Justin, this one's tricky because when you divide here, you end up with a decimal. You okay? Alyssa, are you okay? I know you missed that one too. Okay. Matt? Yep. Okay. Number 2, let me move this. Okay, Matt. So hopefully you were seeing this. Okay, that was divided by times divided by. Okay, what's the very first thing you should do in this problem? Okay, that's why you messed up. So you multiply divide from left to right. So I would start with this. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then I would just rewrite everything so you don't get confused. So the next step is you need to multiply. You always multiply divide from left to right. So 3 plus 10 minus 24 divided by 6. Now take 24 divided by 6. 3 plus 10 minus 4. And then add, subtract from left to right. 13 minus 4 is 9. That's a tricky one. You okay? Okay, anyone else? Emma? You tell me. No, I mixed all these up. Remember what I said? These are order of operation problems. You can't put them in exponential form because there's not any variables. Okay? I know it's been a while. Okay, anyone else? All right, here's what I want to do. We're going to read over some of the homework problems. So when we go around the room, say them nice and loudly. I don't want to spend forever writing all these on the board. Some of the answers are just pretty straightforward. For example, the first one, either composite or prime. So when I call on you, just say it nice and loudly so everyone can hear. Please check as we're going. We're starting with number 34. Okay, and then I have some of them up here, but I'm going to start with 34. Okay, Annalise, number 34, nice and loud. Good, 2 to the 3rd. Okay, 35, Sean. Good job. Is everyone hearing okay? Okay, 36, Briar. Good. Zach, 37. Good. Emma M, 38. Good. Adam, 39. Nope. Mary, 39. Good. 8. Adam, try 40. Good. Charles, 41. Good. So what does that mean if it's 1? Good. It's RP, which is relatively prime. 42, Emma H. Good job. Alyssa, 43. Good. 44, Donatus. Nope. Matt, 44. Good. 2x over 3y squared. Make sure it's simplified completely. Justin, 45. Great job. Doug, 46. Good. 47, Annalise. Good. Sean, 48. Nope. Emma M? Yeah, 480. Number 48 is 480. Remember, you were finding least common multiple. Okay, 49, Zach. Good. Associative, POM or POA? Good, POM. 50, Briar. Nope. Which one says the order you add things doesn't matter, Briar? Good, commutative. Adam? Yeah. Oh, okay, we could do that. Commutative snake. So I need to remember that means POA because it's like boa. Okay. Sure. If you put that on your test, I'll accept it. Sean, don't put it on a standardized test, though, please. No one else is going to know what that means. Sean, 51. Good. Identity snake or POA. Annalise, 52. Good. Now, before we keep going through all these ones were kind of hard to see. So if you didn't have the answer, someone says, let me know what you had because the numbers were so small. So 52 was x to the 8th. Charles, 53. Good, x to the 11th. Mary, 54. Good, 5x to the 12th. Adam, 55. Good. Emma M, 56. Did everyone hear her? Okay, say that one more time a little. I know you don't feel well. A little louder.
2x to the 13y squared.
Good job. 57, Donatus, nice and loud. Did everyone hear that? Louder, Donatus. Did you guys hear that? Okay, Donatus, whenever you're like playing with your friends outside, I'm sure you're louder than this, right? I'm sure you are. You just sit in math like you don't want to be here, right? 57, x to the 6th. But depending on what you thought that number was, it could also be x to the 5th. That's fine. No. It depends on whether you thought that was a 13 or a 12. I don't know what it is because on mine it looks just as bad. Okay. Yeah, it won't be like that on the test. Either one's fine. Okay, 58, x to the 6th. Did anyone think that bottom number, what did you guys think that bottom number was? 4. Okay, so x to the 8th is a fine answer as well then. 59, let me just read these because these ones are confusing. 59, 6x to the 6th. Unless you thought that number was not an 8, but it to me looked like an 8. Okay, if you had a 2, then 6x to the 12th. 60. 7x to the 10th over y to the 2nd. What did you guys have? Y to the what? That's fine if you thought it was a 3. I thought it was a 2. 61, 8x to the 12th. 62, x to the 14th. Okay, if you had x to the 10th, that's because you thought that was a 2 and not a 3, that exponent. I thought it was a 3. It doesn't matter. 63, 2x to the 6th over 3, and 64, x to the 5th. You will be able to see them on the test. The copies on the review just got a little bit messed up for some reason. Okay, Alyssa, 65. Good. Emma H, 66. Good job. 67, Doug. Good. 1 over x to the 3rd. Justin, 68. Good job. 69, Matt. Good. Zach, number 70. Good. Briar, is 71 the one you didn't have done? 71, Sean. Good. You may also have negative 7.5. Annalise, 72. Good. Negative 1.5 or negative 3 over 2. Charles, 73. Great job. Mary, 74. Good. Many solutions. Adam, 75. What kind of centimeters? Squared. Good. 76, Emma M. Little louder. Good. 12x minus 30 inches squared. Donatus, 77. Please say it nice and loud. Donatus, stand up. Stand up. Louder. We cannot hear. Can you guys hear that? Okay, one more time, Donatus. That's right. Okay, 56x plus 7m squared, just in case. Okay, next one are word problems. Alyssa, 78. Good job. Emma H, 79. Good job. These ones are up on the board. Matt, number 80. Good. Associative POM. Justin, 81. Good. Identity snake or POA. 82, Doug. Of what? POM or POA? Good. POM. 82, you may also have the multiplicative property of negative 1. 83, Zach. 83. What kind of commutative? Snake. Good. POA. 84, Briar. Good. 85, Sean. Good. Great job. Annalise, 86. Good. Identity, POM. Okay, types of numbers. I want you guys to tell me what you put for each of them. I do have this chart on the smart board, so if you don't hear someone, it's easier to keep track. Okay, so Charles, we'll start with you on -4. What did you check off? Good job. Square root of -144, Mary. Good. Adam, square root of 144. Good job. Emma M, 2/3. Good. Zach, you okay? Adam, thank you for helping. Well, attempting to help. That was nice of you. Donatus, 1,000.5. We can't hear you. So can I, but people in the back can't. Okay. Annalise, can you hear? Sort of. Okay. Donatus, next time, please be louder. Rational, real. Alyssa, 0. Say it again. Whole integer. That's all? Oh, okay. Didn't hear the last two. Good job. Emma H, pi. Great job. This is the crazy one. Irrational, real. Doug, 4.33 repeating. Nope. That's not completely crazy. Matt? Yeah, that one's more rational because the decimal's repeating. Okay. Okay, Justin, 5 1/4. Good, rational, real. 1, Zach, what'd you put for 1? Great job. Briar, -10. Good. Square root of 112, Sean. Perfect. Annalise, last one. Good job. All right, so let's start with this. Any repeats? Annalise, what number? Do you need any numbers repeated? Any answers? 75 is 9x plus 99 centimeters squared. Okay, we're just doing repeats, so hold on one second. 73, x is less than -3. Sean, repeat. 77 should be 56x plus 7 meters squared. Sure. Anyone else need a repeat? Like anything that you didn't hear for some reason? All right, questions. What problems do you need me to go over? Mary, what number? 77, okay. 77 is just like the warm-up. I figured you guys would have trouble with maybe some of these. So it's area equals base times height divided by 2. Do you got? Okay, well, there you go. So after you distribute, just like the warm-up, divide each of the terms by 2. Yes. Yes. All right, so that was easy. Just like the warm-up, don't forget that divided by 2 or multiplied by 0.5, whatever you guys prefer. Matt, what number? Okay, 78. All right, so on this one, you knew that the long distance calls, were 39 cents per minute. You know that you made 22 long distance calls, and then additional minutes is 5 cents. You know that your bill was $14.08. So Matt, it asks you, how many minutes did you use? So the 5 cents are just the basic regular additional minutes. The 39 cents is how much a long distance call is per minute. If you spent 22 minutes with long distance calls, you have to multiply that 0.39 by 22. And okay, and then plus 0.05x. Did you have all that? Or maybe you just solved it wrong. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you have all that. So then did you subtract 8.58 from both sides? So you get 0.05x equals 5.5. And then divide by 0.05, you get 110 minutes. Maybe you just divided wrong? Okay, well, you probably typed it in wrong. Type in 5.5 divided by 0.05. He might have. Okay. So at least you got the setup right. That was the more difficult part. Okay, Annalise? Okay, 68 should be 8.28 times 10 to the 4th. Okay, and then question? Okay, good. What's your question on 44? Okay, you forgot to simplify 8/12, Annalise. 8/12, 4 goes into each of them. That simplifies to 2/3. Your x and y was right, but you just needed to simplify 8/12 to 2/3. That's the answer. You got it. Charles, you're welcome. Yep. No. You mean irrational? Yes. Yes. Yeah, but we are only looking at square roots, Charles, that the inside of them is an integer. So you put a rational number inside the square root. We are only focusing on, for pre-algebra, integers that are inside the square root. Okay? That's what we're focusing on. That's all we've ever done. In Algebra 2, you will focus in much more detail on these types of numbers and problems like you just said. Yes, you're going to graph them too. So hold that thought for 2 or 3 more years. But thank you for thinking outside the box, because you are correct about that. Mary? Well, it's either rational or irrational. If it's a perfect square, then yes. Yes. Yep. Yep. That makes sense? Integer, rational, real. Okay, Annalise.
Types of numbers, decimals, but just keep repeating with randomly. Are those irrational?
So they don't have a pattern?
Yeah.
Then yes, irrational. Yep. Justin. Okay, we could do that. Pom. Pom. Okay. All right. Okay, any other questions? All right. I want you guys to flip to the back of your review. Okay, I want to do a couple things with you before I give you your homework. Okay, here's the first thing I want you to write on the back. I just want to do a couple additional practice problems based on how that went and how the warm-up went. Okay, so here's the first problem I want you to write down. These are just extra random practice problems. Okay, 5. Inside the bracket is parentheses 5 plus 14 minus 2 parentheses 7 end bracket. I want you to take a minute, and it's going to say simplify the expression. I want you to go ahead and simplify the expression. And then we're going to go over these. Okay, another minute. Good. Charles, try that again. Okay, answer on that, Briar, should be what? Good, 25. Any questions on 25, on how we get 25? Sean?
You wouldn't need to put that 5 outside the bracket times -2, right?
You do that at the very end. Nope, that's the last thing you do. Remember, guys, remember order of operations where you follow Gem does. Take care of what's inside grouping symbols first, then go to exponents, then multiply, divide from left to right, then add, subtract from left to right, but take care of what's inside the grouping symbols first. So you're basically doing with inside of this bracket, and then the very last thing you do is whatever's outside of the bracket. Still following rules. Adam? And then subtracted. It still works. It's like the distributive property, but based on we just didn't follow it that way, but it still works. Alyssa? Yes, as long as you type it in carefully. What I mean by that, as long as you type it in exactly as it appears up there, you're exactly right. Well, no. Yeah, you have to. But you're right. I know. And remember, guys, the calculator's not as smart as you, so you have to make sure that every single grouping symbol is in there, or it's going to mess it up. Mary? Yeah. All right, number 2. Okay, you are going to evaluate the expression I give you when x equals 2. Here's what it looks like. 10x over 2, and then x plus 2. 10x over 2, and then x plus 2. So evaluate when x is 2. Because I want you to evaluate when x is 2. So leave your answer as a simplified fraction. We'll go over it in a minute. I prefer a simplified fraction. Well, yeah, you're good. I mean, I can check it either way. Good. Okay, Alyssa, what did you get? Good, 2.5. What is the improper fraction of that, Zach? Good, 5 over 2. Any questions on that one? Okay. I want you guys to, for number 3, to simplify this expression. I hope you remember how to do these. So negative 6x plus 18 over negative 3. Simplify. And we're going to go over this one together. So when you're done, just stay there. We're going to go over this one together. I'm not going to walk around and check. No, you're just simplifying. Directions are going to say simplify the expression. Emma, question? I'm not going to walk around this time because I want to kind of go over this as a class. Simplify the expression. You're not solving for x. You're just simplifying the expression. Adam and Briar, what are you guys doing? Okay. You mean my golf pencil? I'm kidding. All right, how do you simplify this? Emma, how do you simplify this? Yeah, sorry, Emma M. Okay, so what's the first part of it? Good. Zach, what's the second part of it? Good. That is, yeah, you can't go any further. Why can we not go any further? Why not, Briar? Yeah, we don't know what x is. Also, are these like terms? No. What is the coefficient in that problem? What's the coefficient, Annalise? Good. What's the constant in that problem, Doug? What kind of 6? Negative 6. Are there any like terms? No. So last time I'll ask you that. Okay. One more. Okay, number 4. And we're going to do some more of these tomorrow. I just want to make sure you guys are okay with these random problems. Okay, negative absolute value of negative 5 plus 10. Negative absolute value of negative 5 plus 10. Trying to trick you. When you think you have it, put your hand up. Emma, don't worry about that right now. It was in chapter 1. I don't remember the exact section on this one, though. All right, Matt, what do you think? Who agrees that it's 5? Okay, it is. Who can explain this mess here? What happens? Briar, what happens? Yeah, it's kind of annoying, right? Drop down the plus 10. The answer is 5. What does absolute value mean? What's the definition of it? Emma H? Good. Absolute value is the distance that a number is from 0. When you take the absolute value of something, can it ever be negative? No. Okay. So these random problems I'm doing, these are from chapter 1. I'm going to continue with this tomorrow after we go over our homework on chapters 2, 3, and 4, just to make sure you guys are okay if I throw them at you randomly. So far you are. So assignment, I need you to open up your book besides getting your test signed, there is a good additional cumulative review in your book that's multiple choice. It falls on pages 164 to 166. Guys, girls, make sure you look at the board when you come in, please. And you're going to do 1 to 38. It seems like a lot, but they go pretty fast. Some of them just ask you, what property is this? And it's multiple choice. Open up your book to 164 so you can see what I'm talking about and that you know where it is. And then I have one more comment on that. So open up, Donatus, where's your book? Open up your book to 164 so you guys can see this. It has like an orange border around it. You're going to do, yeah, hold on. So look at, the only thing I need to make a comment on, you're going to do numbers 1 to 38, which goes up to page 166. Do this in your notebook, show your work. You may just write your answer as the letter. That'll probably make it easier for when we go over it tomorrow. Number 13 asks you to make a scatter plot. You can make that scatter plot in your notebook. What I would do for 13 is just kind of make it like this for number 13 and put your numbers on each axis here. Okay, number 13, you can just sketch it in your notebook. It does not have to be perfect. I think that's the only one I saw this morning that is kind of weird. There are some word problems that are tricky. Just take your time. We can go over anything you guys need to tomorrow. And then the other part of your assignment is to make sure your test is signed. Okay, so 2 assignments. Some of you guys forget that whole test sign thing, so did everyone hear me? Give me a head nod. Get your test signed. Yeah. Matt, you hear me? Okay. What, Adam? Okay, or you just forget. That could be the case. All right, any questions for me? Okay, that's it. Tomorrow's homework will be to study, so let's get packed up. We'll do a short review tomorrow after we go over the homework. Test wins.